All right, how we doing today, folks? It's been a busy week. It's been a little bit since we've been on the air this week. Got quite a few questions, not as lengthy as this past last episode, or I guess the last 3 episodes that were on this past weekend. But we got a few questions to answer, and we do have quite a few events to cover. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Don't forget the Taste of the South Side. Go to www.greenwood-chamber.com. www.greenwood-chamber.com. On the events calendar on the right side of the page, change the calendar to February, click the 24th, click Register Now on the right side of the page. Tickets purchased online after February 10th will be held at the will call table when you come to the event, or you can visit the chamber at 65 Airport Parkway, Suite 140 in Greenwood. All right, tickets in person are only available through February 22nd. It's going to be on the 24th, so it's going to be a great event. $55 for 2 people to go. After you get in, you get unlimited food, drinks, taste all kinds of restaurants, so it's going to be good stuff. Don't forget, get your tickets while you can. Also, I just got a real quick blurb. I usually don't do this, but I had mentioned a gift I had gotten for Christmas, and it was a deck of 52 cards, 52 gift cards to 52 different places to eat. And one of those places was called Courtney's Kitchen. It's at 654 Logan Street in Noblesville, Indiana. 46060 is the zip code. Again, it's Courtney's Kitchen at 654 Logan Street in Noblesville, Indiana. If you want to call them, their number is 317-773-2234. This is basically a great place to eat. I loved it. It's got that old home cooking type, diner type feel, and although it's as big as a restaurant, but it's got that little diner type feel. And I was literally served by a co-owner, the brother and sister who run it, and I was served by the sister. And it's really a great place, great food for home style cooking, and I had like a turkey Manhattan, and they got great beer, locally brewed, obviously. And so, yeah, it's really a great place. I do recommend it to check out. And I saw Gangster Squad and The Impossible. A couple people asked what I thought of that. The Impossible is an absolute tearjerker for women. It is very, I guess it obviously it ends with a happy ending, but it very sad throughout. I looked over, and I don't think there was a dry moment for my girlfriend in this movie. So just be forewarned on that. Good movie, but very, very strong tearjerker for women. I saw Gangster Squad with Sean Penn. Loved it. I'm a big-time gangster fan anyways of the old-school mafia and whatnot. So I really liked it. I recommend seeing it, even though I've heard it's not getting too good reviews. I loved it. With that being said, we'll get back into events a little bit later, but right now let's go right to the questions. Renisha wants to know why it's so hard to save money. Well, Renisha, it's basically just lack of discipline for people in today's times, and mostly I would say that there's so much to do as far as movies and eating out and just events to do fun stuff that makes it very difficult to save also, since it's so readily available to us. And but I would say that try what I'm doing now. I recently started saving. I've never saved in my life before. But I'm recently starting to just put a little bit back every week and do it for 52 weeks. Doesn't matter what the amount is. It just matters that you are saving, So just try that. And, just stay disciplined in it as well, though. But I would say the reason it's so hard to save money is obviously because everything is so readily available to us, and it's not out of our reach in today's times. Faye wants to know how early it is to lose your virginity. Faye, this is a really speculated question. As far as a set age, there's not really ever been defined that. There's an idea that society holds, which I would say is your late teens, if that. Early 20s, is what society deems is, kind of almost okay now. But I mean, the point is, when you're ready to, go ahead and do it. I would say at least probably 16 or older. But, when you're comfortable, you do it. It doesn't have to be at 16. It can be later on. So, when you're comfortable and, you're just ready, that is the right time. But I would say probably in your later teens at least to try and hold off until then. Gail wants to know if I could meet a famous person, who it would be, and who my inspiration is. Tied in along with that, it would definitely be Jim Carrey. I love him. I think he's one of the greatest actors I've ever seen, and just a classic, professional entertainer overall. I know he's had some movies that haven't been as big as other movies that he's had, but just I'm trying to think, class act all the way around, and just such an inspirational guy, still full of life. I would definitely, hands down, put it at Jim Carrey. All right, Tosh asked about basically she had a friend that was being annoying, and because her friend is 13, got a boyfriend, and now she thinks she's the top woman apparently in the school. And Tosh said that she had received very bad news yesterday, and saw that her friend, a 13-year-old, was posting statuses about how she wouldn't see her boyfriend because it was snowing, and went on and on about 10 times every day. And apparently Tosh commented on the status, one of the statuses saying, "Please stop moaning. Some people have had much worse problems." Apparently the friend deleted her and sent Tosh a message saying that at least she has a boyfriend. Tosh is 16 and she doesn't even have a boyfriend, you stupid cow. Tosh, your question to me was, how are you supposed to react to this? It's such a hurtful, message from somebody else. Tosh, I would tell her to piss off and go to hell. She's 13 years old. The guy's probably already cheating on her anyways, and who knows how many guys she's going to sleep with before she even hits 16. So I would say yes, it is very hurtful. No, it doesn't get easier, when people put personal verbal jabs at you like that. But I would say leave her in the dust and just focus on you, and know you are so much better than she is. Lovey sent me a question about how her boyfriend cheated on her. She found out, she confronted him, he confessed, broke down crying, apparently did the typical spiel, about how sorry he was, he never meant to do it, and, the biggest mistake of his life, on and on as we go. Well, apparently he started cutting himself and saying that he just couldn't imagine how much pain it caused her, so he felt he needed to deserve the same pain. Lovey, basically your question to me was, you were asking, what are you supposed to do from here? You don't want to let him go. You really do love him, but how do you stop him from cutting himself because he cheated on you and whatnot? And this is going to be a harsh reality, Lovey, but basically he's using you. This is a guilt trip. Yes, you said you found out that he had been cutting himself, and he's done it a lot more after you found out he cheated, but it's emotional blackmail, Lovey, is all it is. Unless he has a prior history of cutting before he even cheated on you or before he met you, if he does not, he's emotionally blackmailing you, and it's nothing more than that. I'm sorry to tell it to you like that, dear, but that's the way it is. So I would say leave his ass in the dust. Can we say that? We can say ass. Okay. I would say leave him in the dust, and spend your time on someone who's more worthwhile and isn't going to play emotional games with you. All right, Emily asked about a guy that she had been hanging out with, and they, kind of cuddled, watched some movies and whatnot, and not really done anything. And I guess after a few days of this going on, she asked if they could go official, and he said he only sees her as a friend, so she wants to know why they would flirt around so much, even play kissing each other and whatnot. Emily, the same lines go to you. He's using you. He wants in your pants. Otherwise, he would be open to the idea of dating you. No guy really flirts around with a girl like that, how you explained to me about play kissing each other, cuddling and whatnot, that just doesn't want a relationship. Unless they want to get in your pants. So that's about the gist of what he's wanting, so that would answer your question there. Angel, you sent me a question, and you said, I can't stand it when my crush talks to other girls. You said he's the shy and serious type of guy, and every time the girls are the ones that come up to him. He doesn't even go up to girls. But you said you can't stand it when he talks to other females, and you said your problem is that you don't dare talk to him, even though you want to, very badly. Angel, I would tell you, wake up, girl. Right now, you're kind of talking psycho, since you don't really talk to your crush, but you get very angry when he talks to other females. I would say, you know what, it's time to wake up, girl. If you want to talk to him, or you don't like him talking to other females, I would say make a move. Let him know. Otherwise, you're just going to get angry, and probably sounds like you're heading towards Lorena Bobbitville. Alright, Constance asked, do you tell if you cheated? Basically, Constance is married, they have a child on the way, and she is scared to death that if she confesses that she cheats, that it'll obviously hurt him dearly, but end up in nothing more than divorce, and be bad for their unborn child later on when they have two split parents. Now, Constance, you said that you told a couple of people very close to you about it, and they said they will keep it a secret, but you're worried about it eventually leaking out. And you want to know whether you should say it or not, or say nothing to keep the marriage intact and raise, a single household for the unborn child that is on the way. Constance, you got to do it. You got to be honest. You can't keep this. She said, you even told me in your email that it's physically affecting your health. You're getting sick to your stomach over it, whether you should tell him or not. Constance, you got to do it. If it ends up in divorce, so what? So be it. Divorce happens. But it's not good to damage your own health just to hold a secret. And you're right. You never know what people could spill out later on that would just end up making you look like a complete, imbecile and a whore for more than that. I mean, for not telling all these years. So you got to do it. I would definitely recommend just telling him, and whatever happens, happens. But at least you're honest. You're out there in the open, and you don't have secrets that are out there with others. All right, now Nick sent me a question asking if I believe in hypnotism. He asked me if it's possible. Is mind reading, mind controlling possible after a person is hypnotized? Nick, I got to tell you, I really don't believe in all this mumbo jumbo. I think it's a bunch of old wives' tales about people being hypnotized. But I have heard people that say they have been hypnotized before. They say that they have entirely, been under the spell of someone who has hypnotized them. So some people really believe in it. Me, I'm more of on this particular subject, definitely I got to see it to believe it type of guy, or I would have to experience it myself. Otherwise, no, I think it's all just show business. All right, now Unico, hopefully I'm saying your name right, bro. Unico asked, excuse me, if MMA fighters that have a shorter reach have an advantage when they're in close-range tactics. I would say no, they don't, because if you have short range, only mode of attack, you don't want to confuse that as to holding any strategic value over distance fighting. You want distance fighting. You don't want to be in close range, otherwise you're going to be getting your head knocked in, no matter if you're tall or not. So no, being short, you have a short reach, and you're a little bit better at grappling, and hand-to-hand combat, but I would definitely not say you have a range when you're close range, because a big guy, he'll still hit you when you're close range. All right, now Bart sent me a message. Is it true, or just a rumor, that The Undertaker will be defeated this WrestleMania? That's highly unlikely, since he hasn't lost in the last 20 years. It might be possible, never say never, obviously, in the wrestling industry, but I would say definitely I would not expect that to happen, especially if this is indeed his last year. All right, now let's cover some events real quick before we head out here. Jessica Fink, it is your birthday today. Happy birthday. I've known you a while. Happy 28th. All right, and now for the events. Tomorrow, the Soundgarden Flyaway that's presented by Heineken. It's going to be at the Stacked Pickle in Carmel. Tomorrow, the 19th, it's going to be at the Stacked Pickle in Carmel. All right, Matt and X103 are going to be there. It's going to be from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's your chance to get qualified for the Soundgarden Flyaway that's presented by Heineken. They're going to draw a winner, and then that winner gets to see Soundgarden in their hometown of Seattle. So they're going to be there at the Stacked Pickle in Carmel. Matt and X103 are tomorrow at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And the only other event I got this weekend is the Bud Light Big Game Invasion at Chumley's Grill. It's going to be Sunday from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Deuce is going to be at Chumley's in Broad Ripple on this Sunday from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. And we're going to watch the AFC Championship game. And you can register to win a home invasion for the big game. You could be a lucky winner of a Bud Light prize pack, TV, food, and Bud Light for your party, so you could win a lot of crap that's really cool. All you got to do is show up and register. It's going to be from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Chumley's Grill. Deuce and X103 is going to be there for the Big Light, Big Game Invasion. All right, that's all we got for today, folks. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend, and we will see you next week. Take care, guys.